You've been paying too much for flights, but that ends today. Airlines have mastered the art of squeezing every dollar out of you, but there's a way to flip the script. I'm about to reveal 10 flight booking hacks that could save you hundreds, if not thousands, on airfare. These are the exact strategies the airlines don't want you to know. So buckle up because by the time we're done, you'll be booking flights like a pro, and trust me, the savings will be worth it. 1. Google Flights, your best friend for cheap flights. Let's start with a simple but powerful tool that too many people overlook. Google Flights. Most travelers head straight to their preferred airline's website, pick their dates, and book the first flight they see. The airlines are counting on that. And trust me, they love it when you take that approach because you'll almost always end up paying more than you need to. Instead, you should be using Google Flights as your go-to flight search engine. It's not a booking site. Think of it as a comparison tool that aggregates flight options across different airlines. The key benefit here is that you're seeing multiple choices in one place, giving you the power to compare and find the best deal. The interface is super user-friendly. All you have to do is plug in your departure and arrival airports and your dates. But here's where it gets interesting. You can apply filters to fine-tune your results. Want a non-stop flight only? No problem. Looking for flights within a specific price range? Google Flights has you covered. You can even filter by airline alliance, departure times, and more. One of the hidden gems within Google Flights is the date grid feature. Once you've entered your search, click on this tool to see a grid that highlights the cheapest days to fly in green. It's perfect for people with some flexibility in their schedule because even a one-day shift can save you a lot of money. For example, you might find that flying out on a Tuesday instead of a Monday cuts your fare by hundreds. The flexibility in using multiple airports is also crucial. More on that later, but remember, Google Flights is your new best friend when it comes to finding the cheapest flights. 2. Google Explore, find cheaper destinations without breaking a sweat. So you know where you want to go, or do you? What if your dream destination is just a little too expensive, or you're simply not sure where to head next? Enter Google Explore, an underused but incredibly powerful feature. Instead of limiting yourself to a specific city, Google Explore lets you cast a wider net. Let's say you want to head to Europe, but you're open to a few different cities. Rather than locking yourself into something like Chicago to Paris, try searching Chicago to Europe instead. This way, you can see which cities in Europe are offering the best prices at that moment. Sometimes the difference in price between two nearby cities is mind-blowing. You might find that flying into a different part of the continent can save you hundreds, and from there it's often cheap to take a short hop to your desired destination. European budget airlines like Ryanair and EasyJet are famous for offering flights between cities for as little as $20. More on that later. But the point is, using Google Explore opens up your options in ways you may never have considered. And let's not forget, you don't have to be a geography buff to take advantage of this feature. Google Explore shows you a map of the destinations, making it easy to see where the best deals are without guessing. 3. Flexible dates. The more you flex, the more you save. I get it. Not everyone can be completely flexible with their travel dates. Maybe you've got vacation time booked or you're attending an event with specific dates. But if you can add just a little wiggle room to your itinerary, the savings can be enormous. When searching on Google Flights, or any flight search engine for that matter, flexibility is your greatest weapon. This is where the date grid feature comes back into play. It highlights the cheapest days to fly within a given range, often revealing that moving your trip by just 1 or 2 days can cut the cost significantly. Let's say you're planning a vacation and you've locked in your dates, departing on a Friday and returning the following Friday. But wait, check out the date grid, and you might find that flying out on a Thursday and returning on a Saturday could save you hundreds. The more flexible you can be with your dates, the more money you'll save. The reality is, airlines hike prices for weekend travel because they know that's when most people want to fly. So, shifting to midweek flights, if you can, will almost always be cheaper. Even better, if you're booking far enough in advance, check back periodically for better deals. Prices fluctuate all the time, and with flexibility on your side, you'll be ready to pounce on those savings. Flexible airports. Don't get stuck on your home turf. Here's a scenario that plays out all too often. You open your search engine, plug in your home airport, and look for flights. You find one, but it's way more expensive than you expected. So you book it anyway because, well, that's the closest airport, right? Wrong. Just because you live near a particular airport doesn't mean it's the best one for your flight. In fact, flying out of a nearby airport could save you a fortune. Google Flights allows you to search up to 5 departure and arrival airports at once. Let's say you're willing to drive a couple of hours to another airport. You might find a much cheaper flight from there, especially if it's a major hub that offers more options. For example, let's say you live in Philadelphia. Instead of limiting yourself to flights from Philly, try searching for flights from nearby airports like Newark, JFK, or even Washington, D.C. Sure, it might involve a bit of extra travel time, but the savings can be well worth it. After all, isn't it better to spend an extra 2 hours driving if it means you're saving hundreds of dollars on airfare? So don't get stuck on your home airport. Explore other options within a reasonable distance, and you might just find a deal that makes the extra drive worthwhile. Ryanair and budget airlines, Europe's best-kept secret. Now let's talk about Europe. You've used Google Explore and found a great deal to fly into a city on the continent. But what if your final destination is somewhere else? No problem, because Europe is home to some of the world's cheapest airlines. Budget airlines like Ryanair and EasyJet are game changers when it comes to traveling between European countries. These airlines frequently offer flights for as low as $20 or $30. Yes, you heard that right. Cheaper than a cab ride across town. Here's how it works. Let's say you've flown into London, but you want to explore more of Europe. You can hop on a Ryanair flight to Paris, Rome, or Berlin for a fraction of what it would cost on a traditional airline. These budget airlines often fly into smaller airports outside of major cities, but the savings make it worth the extra travel time. The key to making budget airlines work for you is to pack light and avoid extra fees. Most of these airlines charge for things like checked bags and seat selection. So if you're prepared to travel light, you can take full advantage of those rock-bottom fares. Budget airlines are Europe's best-kept secret, and they're an absolute must for anyone looking to explore multiple cities without breaking the bank. Fare alerts. Let the deals come to you. Let's face it, searching for flights can be time-consuming, and no one has the energy to monitor prices every day. That's where fare alerts come in, and they're an absolute game-changer for finding great deals without all the legwork. There are a number of services out there, like FareDrop, that do the hard work for you. All you need to do is set up your preferences, things like departure airports, destinations, and travel dates, and let the service take over. When it finds a great deal or a mistake fare, you'll get a notification. All you have to do is jump on it. Think of it as having a personal flight deal detective working behind the scenes. Fare alerts are especially useful for those long-awaited dream vacations because you'll be ready to book as soon as a deal comes through. You can sit back and relax, knowing that the best deals will land right in your inbox. And don't worry, these deals aren't from sketchy airlines or third-party websites. When you get a notification, you'll still book directly with the airline, ensuring that your flight is legit and secure. Mistake fares are every traveler's dream. These are accidental price drops where airlines unintentionally list flights for way below the normal cost. When this happens, you can score flights for a fraction of their usual price. But you've got to act fast because these deals don't last long. Services like FareDrop and other fare alert tools are key to catching mistake fares. When a mistake fare hits, it's usually only available for a few hours before the airline catches on and corrects the price. This is why having alerts set up is so valuable. You'll know about the deal almost as soon as it happens, giving you time to snag the flight before it disappears. Mistake fares are often so significant that they can make international travel as affordable as a domestic flight. Imagine flying to Japan for $300 or Europe for $200. These deals might seem too good to be true, but they happen more often than you think. The best part? You don't need to be ready to travel tomorrow. Most mistake fares are for flights months in advance, giving you plenty of time to plan. Book quickly. Don't let that deal slip away. When you find a great deal, whether it's through Google Flights or a fare alert, don't hesitate. Flight prices are notoriously unpredictable and can change in a matter of minutes. If you wait too long, the deal might be gone, and you'll be left paying full price. The trick is to book quickly, even if you're not 100% sure about the dates or details. As we'll talk about in the next tip, there's a little-known rule that gives you a safety net. allowing you to lock in the price while you finalize your plans. But the bottom line is this: when you see a deal, jump on it. Even if you're not entirely certain, it's better to book now and sort out the details later. The 24-hour rule, your safety net for flight deals. So, you found a deal and booked it. But now you're second-guessing whether the dates will work. Maybe you need time to confirm vacation days or double-check your schedule. Don't worry, the 24-hour rule has your back. In the US, airlines are required to allow you to cancel any flight within 24 hours of booking, as long as the flight departs at least 7 days later. This means you can lock in that amazing price today, and if something doesn't work out, you can cancel within 24 hours for a full refund. This rule only applies if you book directly with the airline, so avoid third-party booking sites. But when you book through the airline's website, you've essentially got a 24-hour window to think it over without any financial risk. This safety net is like having a do-over button for flight deals. It gives you peace of mind knowing you can act quickly to grab a deal and cancel if things don't pan out. Travel rewards credit cards. Free flights for smart shoppers. Finally, we arrive at the crown jewel of flight hacks: travel rewards credit cards. By using the right credit card strategically, you can rack up airline miles and points that translate into free flights or major discounts. Many travel rewards credit cards offer sign-up bonuses that can get you thousands of miles just for meeting a spending requirement within the first few months. These points can be redeemed for flights, often covering the entire cost, or at least reducing it significantly. The best part? You don't have to be a frequent flyer to benefit. Everyday purchases like groceries, gas, and dining can earn you miles. The trick is to pay off your balance in full each month to avoid interest charges, so you're essentially getting free travel for money you'd be spending anyway. Over time, these miles add up, and before you know it, you could be flying business class for the price of an economy ticket, or even for free. Booking flights doesn't have to be a budget-breaking experience. With the right tools and strategies, you can find incredible deals, travel more often, and see the world without spending a fortune. Whether it's using Google Flights to compare prices, catching mistake fares, or leveraging travel rewards, there are so many ways to save on airfare. So the next time you're planning a trip, put these tips to work. Your wallet and your wanderlust will thank you.